Dan Illman, Mike Beer, race number 9 at Parx on Pennsylvania Derby Saturday is the Grade 3 Turf Monster. Let's take a look at this field. And it is a good field of turf sprinters going 5/8 of a mile. Your morning line favorite is the filly, Caravel, taking on the boys. This will be her second start under the tutelage of Graham Motion. And she went very fast on the lead last time out at Woodbine going 6. She loves this 5 furlong distance. And I think cutting back, she might be able to find a spot just off the pace this time around.
Yeah, she's probably equally good with or without the lead, maybe even better without the lead, Dan. I don't know. Did she go fast last time? I guess she did. When I watched that race, I didn't think she went fast, and I just felt like she got beat by a couple of better horses.
Let's take a look at the Timeform US pace projector. Fire Crow is fast. He pushed a quick pace in the Jim McKay at Pimlico last time out. Very game to win that race. He's been away for a while. He might have to deal with Karotari, however. And personally, I think Karotari is the one that's going to make the lead. Very fast last time out in the Troy and ran really well on the lead.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really think I have any idea what's going to happen up front in this race. Then it's a big field. I expect more than one horse is going to go in here. There are several horses in this field with speed. I mean, I don't know who's going to make the lead, but I do think they'll go fast.
Really interesting spot for the Southern California Invader, the one beer can man who returned from a February layoff to win this allowance race at Del Mar going 5/8 of a mile. He showed good speed to stay up close to the pace. He will readily run by the pace setter in the stretch. He earned a respectable enough buyer speed figure, a figure that he can build off of as a lightly raced 3-year-old. This is a horse that did very good work sprinting before being privately purchased and really has done nothing wrong for Mark Latt.
Yeah, he's been good in all of his turf races. This is an interesting spot for him, Dan. He's going to, face some real hard-hitting older horses in here, but I like all of his races on the grass. He's won his last 3 starts at 5 furlongs. He's been just as good going longer. He's got really good tactical speed. So I don't think the rail draw has to really affect him in here. I don't know. I think he's a very interesting horse in this race.
Doubt Amblin Man's going to run back on 4 days rest after finishing last in a $16,000 claimer. It is worth noting at almost 100 to 1, he took him to mid-stretch in the Parx Dash 2-back.
He didn't run poorly at all in the Parx Dash 2-back. Unfortunately for him, he's run since then, and he has not run well.
Smooth B, more of a dirt horse on form. He is still a maiden after several tries on the turf. The last time we saw him on the turf was at Belmont. He got beat double-digit lengths in an okay 80,000 optional.
It was an okay field. He didn't do anything in that race to make you feel like he's going to be competitive here, nor did he do anything in his prior 3 turf races that make you think he's going to be competitive in this race.
Here's Karatari, the number 4, almost pulling off a big upset in the Grade 3 Troy at Saratoga. He went right to the lead under Javier Castellano, and he's going to be run down late by a good closer and fast boat. He finished ahead of Gear Jockey, who had some trouble in this race and actually might have run, if not the best race, the second best race. Karatari, though, ran well, and it looks like Brian Lynch has him in very good form right now.
It does. He did run well in this race. He also had, not much trouble at all making the early lead in there. It feels like it's going to be a lot different here, Dan, with several other horses perhaps going. I think you sort of know what you're going to get with this horse, even though he earned a new top figure last time. I mean, he's got good speed. He shows up and he runs pretty well every time, and he holds his own in stakes races. He's certainly a contender in here. I wanted other horses.
Firecrow had always been a useful dirt horse. He'd run a couple of times on the turf. Nothing sensational. This race at Pimlico on May 15th was a coming out party. Let's watch Firecrow, who showed good speed, and the horse on the lead is the Critical Way, who's a very good turf sprinter. Look how confident. Joel Rosario is aboard Firecrow. The Critical Ways rider is just all out. Firecrow is under merely a hand ride. He'll get by the Critical Way, hop back to his left lead, and be on his way to a triple-digit buyer. I've talked to Ron Moquette a couple of times about Firecrow. He says this horse has had some foot problems since that race. He was scratched out of the Parx Dash. He feels that he's coming up to the race in good stead with a couple of bullet works.
Yeah, the only thing that really concerned me about him is just the fact that we haven't seen him since that race we just watched, where he was really impressive in there. They worked him about a month after that, and then he missed another 2 months. So as you say, something certainly went wrong for him. He's working fast on the way back. I want to use him, Dan, just because I liked his last race a lot. I just don't want too short a price on him.
West Fork has only raced once previously on turf. It was an okay effort. Two starts back, he was 30-1 and an entry level allowance, and he's finished third. He's just shown a lot more speed on dirt.
Yeah, he just seems like a better dirt horse to me. I'm with you that his pen race on turf two back wasn't a terrible effort. He was wide all the way around the track and he just missed second. On the other hand, the horse that won that race has been, had mostly been running in, 8 and 10 claimers.
Belgrano parlayed a perfect trip into winning this race. The Rainbow Air Stakes at Monmouth last time out. He sat in the pocket. The inside opens up. Belgrano shoots on through. I like the way he finished the race off, and he got a respectable 95 Beyer speed figure, Mike.
He did. He got a perfect trip, but he also really ran in here. His race two starts back, which was going a mile, might have even been a better performance, Dan. They were going fast in front of him, but he was never far away. He made an early move, and he just blew that field away with another fast figure. I mean, it feels like he's in really good form right now. I don't know how he classes up against some better horses in this race, but boy, he's won a lot of races. His trainer wins at a very high percentage. Look, I'm not familiar with this trainer at all, Dan. I looked him up on Formulator. He's only got 70 some odd starts over the last 5 years, but he's winning at a huge percentage. His ROI over the last 5 years with all starters is over $4. So he gets his horses to run.
Caravel, the number 5. We'll watch her race in the Grade 1 Highlander. First time for Graham Motion, first time in against the boys. She made the lead going 6 at 1-2. She's not going to be able to hold them off. She battles it out with Silent Poet, who's a solid speed type. Silent Poet isn't going to be able to stay, is just going to keep going on with it. And Caravel can't stay with him in the stretch. I think the 6 at Woodbine, the way this race was run, worked against Caravel. Long stretch, turning back to 5. I think she'll be better off. I'm just not sure how short of a price I want to take on her.
I think those things are all fair. I didn't love her effort in the Highlander last time. But listen, I don't know. If you look that race up in Timeform US, they do have the first fraction fast. When I watched, I didn't think they were going fast. I thought they let her have the lead. Silent Poet sat right behind her. She was no match for that horse. But the 6 furlongs, did maybe come into play there. And maybe she's just better going shorter. Is she the horse to beat? I guess she's the horse to beat, Dan. I'm with you. I don't want too short a price on her either.
We followed Battle Station for a long time. Veteran New York bred who just missed last time out in the Parx stash over course and distance. Let's watch that race. It was a weird race. Amblin Man's 90-1. He's got the lead turning into the stretch. Battle Station's trying to come widest around them. The aforementioned The Critical Way, the big favorite, finally gets by this long shot pace setter, and Battle Station keeps on with the determined run. He's in good form right now.
Yeah, he is. I'm not sure how good this race actually is, but he's fine in here. He's very late to surge up to this, up to the winner there at the end, because around the turn they were basically on even terms. This horse was 4 wide. The Critical Way was 3 wide. They were sort of right together, and the Critical Way was just a little bit better than he was. But Battle Station, as is usual with this horse, he was very game.
Number 10, the Connector, is a useful horse to be sure. Second in the Rainbow Air in the Belgrano race that we showed. Belgrano got the trip saving ground. The Connector came the long way around. He's run some useful races and stakes at Monmouth, especially 4 starts back against the Critical Way, where he set the pace and he was simply second best.
Yeah, I like some of his races, and I like his running style. I feel like he is the kind of horse who is versatile enough to fall into a good trip in this race. I just don't know if he's good enough.
10-year-old Hollywood Talent was third in the 2019 edition of the Turf Monster. His last win, however, came for an $8,000 tag last fall at Delaware. He's a nice, honest horse. This is a tough spot.
Yeah, he's hard to make a case for based on his recent form.
Admiral Abe, the number 12's got plenty of dirt for him. He's got plenty of speed as well. He's won 10 of 26 lifetime starts. He's run okay on the turf. It just seems he's much better on the main.
Yeah, he looks way better as a dirt sprinter for sure. They ran him 3 times on turf last year. He hit the board in all of them, Dan, but his figure is pale in comparison to what he was doing on dirt before and after.
King's House entered main track only, so we'll go with our top pick for the Grade 3 Turf Monster. I'm looking for upside. I think Beer Can Man might have the upside. I don't think we've seen his best race yet. I think this pace will be solid, and I don't think he's a one-dimensional closer. He can stay within range. I'm looking forward to a good kick from Beer Can Man.
That's exactly how I looked at the race, and I have nothing to add to how you broke it down. I feel like we like this horse for all the same reasons. We're just hoping he gets the right trip.
1587 for Mike, 1547 for me. Good edition of the Grade 3 Turf Monster at Parx. Good luck.